Thank you so much for everybody. Good morning from Tokyo, Japan, and maybe good afternoon, good evening to all. This is the second meeting of this. Of course, this is the first plenary meeting, but we are also covering the different region. And today, mainly we are covering the Asia Pacific, as well as the North America and Latin America and Caribbean region. And I see also many participants for today. For today, we have also confirmed the registration of 50 government as well as the another 50 institutions, including private sectors, also participating for today. So we very much thanks for all your participation for today. And as was mentioned by Takashi-san, today we will be covering the overview of this Article 6 implementation partnership. We will start with a presentation by our colleague to give you the some background of where we are coming from in terms of this initiative. And also we will be presenting you about our plan of work for this year. And also we have received several questions and comments from the previous meeting. So we also like to share some of those questions and also answers. Just to give you some updates from the, actually 2 days ago, we organized particularly for the time zones for Europe and Africa regions. And then we'll also go to the sharing of these activities for the capacity building from the UNFC Secretariat, World Bank and AITA to start with, and we would like to also have your comments in terms of how we can engage together. So with this brief introduction, I first like to introduce our colleague, Kotoe Kuroda. She has been communicating with you about our cooperation, and maybe you might be already seeing her. But she has been preparing our work for this capacity building around the world. Maybe also give you some introduction of this initiative. So, Kotoe-san, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Kazu, for the introduction. So I'm Kotoe Kuroda, or Koto, from the Ministry of the Environment, Japan. And today I will be speaking to you about the status of Article 6 capacity building. So next slide, please. As you may already know, many countries are expressing their will to use Article 6. In a report by the UNFCCC Secretariat, over 120 countries mentioned the use of Article 6 in their NDCs. Next slide. And right after COP26, we held the International Conference for Implementing Article 6 of the Paris Agreement over 2 dates in February and March 2022, along with IGES. This conference was supported by UNFCCC Secretariat and the COP26 and 27 presidencies, and held together with different stakeholders, including parties, multilateral development banks, regional alliances, and private sector representatives. More than 1,000 participants from 120 countries in total participated, which shows that there is a large interest in Article 6 implementation. Next slide, please. During the first day of the conference, participants identified 5 main points to successfully implement Article 6. These are: there is a need to understand the Article 6 decisions and its relationships to their NDCs. Second, there is a need to prepare institutional arrangements to participate in Article 6. Thirdly, there are expectations on the utilization of the Article 6.4 mechanism as a tool to enhance ambition. Fourth, there is a need to discuss what is required for Article 6 reporting. Lastly, we can learn from the experiences of CORSIA and voluntary carbon markets. Next, please. So during the second day of the conference, participants identified necessary elements to scale up Article 6 capacity building. And we identified that to scale up Article 6, we need coordination of efforts, including the UNFCCC regional collaboration centers, parties, international organizations, and the private sector. Also, sharing countries' experience on institutional arrangements for authorization and corresponding adjustments, and support for pilot projects and domestic tracking and recording infrastructure. And we also need Article 6 mechanism baselines and tools, and utilizing regional activities, including those of the regional alliances and regional collaboration centers to scale up capacity building activities. And to move forward with the first item, next please, which is the coordination of efforts, we conducted a survey. Next please. So the survey that we did was on Article 6 capacity building, and this was done between March and September last year. A total of 17 organizations, including 5 UN agencies, 3 MDBs, 7 countries, and 4 research institutions participated in this survey. And these institutions all submitted information on the Article 6 related capacity building that they offer. And through this survey, we identified 39 different programs. Next, please. And we grouped these 39 capacity building programs into 3 types. And we found out that 82% of capacity building were on participation of Article 6, and 62% were on reporting, and 54% were on project development and implementation. Next, please. And to see the coverage of Article 6 capacity building per region, we calculated how many percent out of the countries who are indicating the use of market mechanisms in their NDCs were actually receiving capacity building. And we checked which countries indicated the use of market mechanisms by referring to the IGES NDC database, which is available online. And so here on the slide is the results of the analysis on the coverage of Article 6 capacity building per region. So you can here see on the table, on the top, you can see different regions and the number of countries which are indicating the use of Article 6 per region. For example, in Asia, you can see there are 15 countries indicating the use of Article 6. And then going down, 33% of these countries had capacity building support on participation, 40% had support on reporting, and 60% had capacity building on project development and implementation. And some of the trends that we can see from this analysis are that 60% of countries in sub-Saharan Africa have support for participation, while this is quite lacking in other regions, because you can see it's 0 to 33% for other regions. And overall, there are only 17% of countries who are getting support for reporting. And also countries in Asia has 60%, North Africa and the Middle East 44%, and Sub-Saharan Africa 44% for support for project development and implementation, while this is quite lacking in the other regions, which is 0 to 14% on the bottom table row. And please note that actually we did do this capacity building analysis, and you can see that there are many regional gaps. But in our survey, there were some capacity building programs which did not indicate specific countries that they worked in. So if there was such a survey, that is not reflected on this table. And as you know from the previous slide, we just had 17 institutions participating in the survey, but I'm sure there are many more surveys, many more programs out there, which is not reflected here. Next slide, please. So you can download the capacity building list that we did through the survey from our Article 6 Implementation Partnership website, or you can just scan that QR code there. The PDFs of the capacity building list is under the capacity building tab, which you can find by, next please. Yeah, that red circle shows, you can click on the index, and then under there is the capacity building. So there you can find the PDFs. And so I just told you that our survey was not fully complete. So, but by putting together all the Article 6 capacity building data, we can prevent the duplication of work and also enhance and provide capacity building efforts where it is most needed. So we really hope that we can do an update of the survey, and so that all our partners can get a better view of capacity building status in the future. So we will be contacting our partners about how to request for an update of the capacity building data in the future. So when you receive the contact about this, we really hope that you can cooperate with us. So we thank you in advance for your cooperation. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kotoe-san, for your presentation. And I also just wanted to mention that as was presented in the current NDC, more than 120 countries mentioned Article 6, which basically suggesting quite many countries are now expecting Article 6 to achieve their own NDC, as well as use as a way to enhance mitigation ambition. Our ministry has organized this, the implementation of the Article 6 as a topic for the international conference. And based on that, you can also find the important points, particularly in relation to this, how this Article 6 connect with NDC and how we can prepare institutional arrangements to participate. And also last time in the meeting, it was also mentioned the Article 6.2 as well as 6.4 mechanisms are also both important elements on this. So the question is how to really scale up these activities. And the scaling up, one of the important points which we found was the coordination of all the efforts. The survey that we made is mostly related to this program, which are more like a supply side of this capacity building. Maybe we are missing still many those initiatives. So for this, we're very much looking forward to your cooperation, and we will be following up with all of the partners to update this status of capacity building so that we can all coordinate to scale up this initiative. So with this in mind, I'd like to pass over to next presentation, Sako. He is also presenting you about the how we can really enhance this implementation of this capacity building, which is much needed for all the countries and stakeholders. So first, I'd like to give Sako.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So as Kazu introduced, my name is Sako, and I'm going to present about the overview of the Article 6 Implementation Partnership. Next slide, please. So the importance of Article 6 as well as capacity building needs for its implementation have been well recognized, and for that purpose, the Paris Agreement Article 6 Implementation Partnership was established. The implementation partnership is aimed to promote international collaboration for capacity building related to Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, including by sharing good practices and supporting capacity building activities through the implementation of Article 6. The structure of the implementation partnership shows the interaction between stakeholders who play important roles. So for example, international organizations enhance global cooperation, and regional collaboration centers and regional alliances provide regional assistance and replicate and expand good capacity building activities globally. Research institutes provide technical and hands-on support, as well as to develop and implement projects in each country. And countries build capacity for Article 6 implementation. The area of work are shown on the slide, which is to facilitate the understanding of Article 6 rules and linkages with nationally determined contribution, share good practices on institutional arrangement, including authorization and recording, and develop an information platform for Article 6 implementation, implement mutual learning and training program for reporting and review, support the development of baseline methodologies, including tool development, and assist in the design of high integrity carbon markets. Next slide, please. So the Article 6 implementation partnership was established at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, last year. And at the launching event, strong political commitment were expressed to support the importance of the capacity building for Article 6 implementation. Also, to further strengthen our efforts for the Article 6 capacity building through this partnership, the letter of intent was signed between MOEJ and UNFCCC Secretariat, and also the memorandum of cooperation was also signed between MOEJ and World Bank. We plan to continue to establish our cooperation with partners as we progress further. Next slide, please. So this slide shows the how many countries are the partners, and the number of partner countries has grown to 59. This table shows the also distribution of countries, and as you can see, many countries are participating from each region. The also that covers CIS and LDCs. At the partnership, as the partnership is to promote international collaboration for capacity building by sharing good practices and providing support for the implementation of Article 6, it is crucial to have participations of various entities with different conditions. As this plenary is open for all partners and interested countries and organizations, we remain open for more interested countries to join this partnership. So I will explain how to join in the later slide. So next slide, please. This shows the partner organizations. So there are also a variety of organizations joining this partnership, including UNFCCC Secretariat, and there are a number of UN entities, including UN University, being partners. And we also have 4 multilateral development banks in the list. Regional alliances, research institutes, and NGOs who are active in carbon market and Article 6 are also listed as partner. And we also developing private sector engagement and expanding more cooperation through IETA. As explained in the first slide, in this partnership, we expect different stakeholders play different role for Article 6 capacity building while leveraging their respective strength. Therefore, it is again important to have participation from different types of organizations to promote international collaboration. Next slide, please. So this is what we are aiming to achieve in 2023 for the partnership. So considering the decisions of the detailed rules for the Article 6 implementation at COP27, we will establish thematic working groups, namely authorization, reporting, and tracking, which are considered as important elements for Article 6 implementation and also mainly targeting government officials. Support for capacity building and institutional arrangement will be provided. Planned activities includes working groups, information platform, and technical assistance. About the thematic working groups, I will explain the detail in the next slide. And regarding the information platform, we created the website for the implementation partnership, and using this website, case studies and good practices will be disseminated. Go back to the, yes, thank you. I will also explain the detail on the latter slide. And as these activities are mainly targeting government officials, we plan to organize capacity building activities, particularly for private sector as well. And this is something we need to discuss further. Next slide, please. So this is about the working groups, what we are aiming to do this year. And the Article 6 implementation partnership will apply a phased approach to enable countries to meet the requirement in line with Article 6. So to successfully implement Article 6, the implementation partnership will launch 3 thematic working groups. As I said, authorization, reporting, and tracking. And each thematic working groups, various activities will be provided. So first about the authorization working groups, the purpose is to support countries' institutional arrangement, including authorization. And potential activities include consultation of countries' readiness and strategies to develop Article 6 institutional arrangement. The purpose of reporting working group is to support implementing initial, annual, and regular reporting, and potential activities are to support report writing through mutual learning program, technical training, and workshop. The purpose of tracking working group is to support preparing and developing national registry and international registry, and piloting the use of appropriate tracking tool is a possible activity. Next slide, please. So this is the website of the Article 6 implementation partnership, and this can be used as the information platform to share case studies and good practices. For the website, there's a link and QR code, as you can see on the right top of this slide. So currently, some Article 6 related news and a list of capacity building programs that Koto just mentioned are available on the website, and we continue collecting and disseminating useful information. So it is appreciated if you visit the website regularly. For partners, those information will be delivered regularly as well. So please also consider to become a partner. And there is a join us button in the bottom of the homepage. So once you click that, the new page will show up. Next slide, please. Yes. So this is a new page, and you need to fill out the some general information. Then you will be considered as partner. So please do so if you are interested. Next slide, please. Okay. This slide shows the proposed schedule for the year 2023, and we are now in the plenary meeting. And the thematic working groups will be held in March, April, and May. So before SB in June, we will finish the first set of working groups. After SB, the second set of working group is scheduled. So by the way, we are considering having those working groups virtual basis for this year. Also, just to let you know that plenary is open for all interested countries and organizations, while working groups are targeting mainly countries and relevant institutions. Next slide, please. This slide shows the key events, key in-person event related to Article 6 this year. So using these opportunities, we're planning to update the efforts of the partnership, including by organizing side events and also organize workshops and hands-on capacity building trainings. These are events we're currently considering, and if you have any other event which can contribute to this partnership, we're very happy to hear your information. So thank you. And next slide, please. And this is my last slide. So if you have any questions, please visit the website, or you can contact us through via the email in this slide. So thank you so much. We welcome your questions. Thank you.